It's a new landmark on the Brian Phillips YouTube channel, especially in the aerocommander playlist. Part 10, Flaps Mod. Any allure's been lost with this many videos, but you know what? I'm going to make this thing happen, and it's going to be awesome. Thanks for coming along for this glorious ride of frustration and disappointment. Someday, we're going to turn that frown upside down. Memory ran out again, guys. I think this camera might have something out against me here. I like that action. I'm wondering if that angle is a good thing or a bad thing. I think I need to duplicate the angle so that we have similar performance from both sides. Even though I can't exactly explain why there's an angle. I'm talking about this angle right there on that last little piece of wire. It is looking really cool having those flaps deploy. I also have a little bit more gap here compared to here. And that's another thing that concerns me, is that the deployment of the flaps needs to be pretty similar. Alright, so I think my next step, what I was about ready to do, I was drilling the hole in this when the memory ran out, if I recall. I was just getting ready to glue this little deal here onto the wing itself, onto the flap wing, if you will. Might as well have the kicker ready to go, because we're going to need that. This thing is just ridiculously small, so these, I was playing a game with the kids the other day, and if you guys remember Operation, these little things are just like the pieces in Operation. And of course the kids had no clue what I was talking about. But these things are slick, and they have the exact same consistency as the parts from Operation. Which, as a kid, I remember playing Operation. And I sucked like everybody else, but now I'm pretty good at it with all this stuff. And I don't know about you guys, but I guess there's like money to be made in Operation. I never knew that when I was a kid. I just assumed you were supposed to try to take the pieces out of the dude on the table. Okay, so I'm trying to closely replicate that side here, and strangely it seems like this one's out further on the wing, on the flap mechanism. Honestly, I don't know if that's an issue or not. I think I might just need to bend it in. If I bend it in a little bit, then this one's going to be flat, and this one's going to have a little bit of a cant out. And I'm concerned that might cause other grief. So really, I think I might just grin and bear it for now. The other thing is, I could also move the whole flap assembly in. That might be the better option, because that gets us away from this landmine here that we're about to step on. I think that's what we have to do here, guys. Even though this isn't going to be exactly perfectly centered, I can tolerate both, or either. But I think going in just a hair is going to help to make it look more even. And it's also going to help get those pieces closer to one another. Boy, that really marred the finish here. I may have to steam this part of the wing just because of all this screwing around I'm doing. If I had this project to do over, guys, which I am speaking to you, if I had this project to do over, I would change where I did this hinge to right into that channel, for sure. Okay, so now I'm going to do the same thing I did earlier. I'm going to tape the first flap into the home position so that it's parked properly And then I can easily copy that here. You guys see how that's in a little bit of an angle? I guess we'll see if I got it close to the way the other one is. That one's deployed up. So we'll try this. Now, the cool thing about this CA on this application is that really you kind of get away with murder with it. Because the mold release on the foam allows you to glue it down and then unglue it if you don't like the way it turns out. We're just going to let that sit for a second. You can see the kicker has everything wet, and the kicker also lubricates the mechanism. Okay, so let's see if it feels more or less set up. Peel this one little piece of tape off, and we'll see how bad the action is. Yeah, totally bad right now. It's just binding immediately. I was afraid of that. I think we got our angle here just completely wrong. Yeah, I think that needs to be way back, which could be a real doozy to duplicate. And we're about to find out how big of a doozy, because I'm going to be fixing it right now. I did cheat on this project a little bit yesterday, guys. After I ran out of memory on that last film, I spent a second and sorted out some of the details on that, just because it was really frustrating to film that, because it was all close up and I was just getting annoyed. So I said, I'm just going to figure this out real quick. And I spent about 15 minutes just squaring it up and getting everything to move cleanly. It was really close in the video. So nobody got an exclusive on that. I apologize. Except for yours truly. It's not wanting to slip very well. It's like I got too much pressure. Or I got a little glue in there. Maybe I got a little glue in there. I wonder if that's what's going on. You need that action to be able to slip free, or it won't work. Yeah, I need a lot more angle. I need that angle back, but I don't need it at the same exact pitch that I had it before. And this is where you guess and check until it starts working. And you'll know when it works, guys. Just like when you know you're in love. It's exactly like that. Just think back many, many moons ago. Or if you're a youngster, think many moons in the future. Yeah, that's sucky. That works horrible right now. Look how much better this other side works. Look how awesome that is. It's so perfect and smooth and beautiful. And look how sucky this side works. I mean, it works, but it's kind of like, I'm going to have to brace this side, and then, okay, so I kind of want this like scooping effect. And right now it's just kind of like staying right there. I don't like that. Ooh, that's a lot better. A lot better looking deployment. See, and then it finds the sweet spot, and then it rips off your glue. See how it's doing that? It's actually pretty good little action there. I like it real well. But it's tipping our glued piece there. See what I'm talking about, guys? So what is the problem, Brian? I need to bend this down. I need to take and hold it here, and then just bend it down just a hair. Right here. Ooh. That's a scary bend right there. Alright. Ooh. Getting so close. It feels pretty good right now. The problem is that that thing's being allowed to pivot. But it's, you know what else it's doing? Is it's finding its preferable position, which is kind of convenient for me, because then I can just come in here with my handy dandy CA and my kicker, and I can just pick up this whole big floppy thing that could break into 50 pieces at any given time. Look at that beaut. It just doesn't look like an airplane, does it? Big old glob of heavy, non-flight worthy CA. Okay? Remember, it don't have to be perfect right now, but we do have to get it perfect by the end of the operation. It's like about the time we're on video number 53. I'm just kidding, guys. Not 53 that I know of. It's not going to be quite that long. I hope. Come back for your annual installment of Flaps with Brian on the Aero Commander. Look at that. That is beautiful, guys. I love it. I love it. Look how even they are. Look, guys. Look how even they are. It's just perfect. That's ignorant. See that? I can even go all the way down at 90 degrees. That's pretty sweet. Or is it yanking them off? No. It's just allowing this to kick back, which is fine. We're not going to go to that extreme anyway. So to be perfectly honest, I don't care about that. Plus, this one I'm allowed to collapse and close all the way. Okay, so I think what we do is we call it good, and then we move on to the next stage, which is going to be very equally frustrating. Maybe slightly less frustrating. So, one step that I did off camera, sorry guys, and it was pseudo-effective, was I used some alcohol like this. Except this isn't actually what it is. This is an empty bottle I got from work, and then I fill it up with alcohol from the medical supplies, because I'm a cheapskate. This stuff probably costs like, what, 5-6 times as much as the alcohol that you get at the supermarket for your wounds. And yet it works virtually identically, if not worse, than this alcohol for your wounds. I don't know, there's probably something about the purity, but whatever. I don't know about that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean this and dry it. And then I'm going to stick a piece of tape right here. And that piece of tape is going to act as my brace to keep this in position. And I'm using the dry half of the Q-tip. You guys, look at that. Whoa. That's a whole fresh batch of Q-tips for you. Could do another flap video with that much. No, actually, I probably couldn't. I'd probably need about twice that by the time I'm all said and done. Okay, so what you want to do now, if you're following the step-by-step directions, PDF plans, just kidding, guys. There are no PDF plans. I am not making them. That was just a hilarious joke. The plans are press play, pause when ready for the next step. I could actually do that on a PDF. That'd be pretty good. You see what's going on here, guys? It's binding a little bit when it gets to that extent. I am highly tempted to heat up that stick and just go whoop and just let it melt right at the extent, because like right now, it's getting right to where I pretty much expect to be using them. And it's perfectly fine. In fact, it's so perfect. It's so perfect that I'm about to cut that thing. I may even mark it this time. Let's just go crazy and mark it. See the blue? I want the glue. I want the blue gone. I want it off the face of this airplane. Guys, don't cut wire with side cutters unless they're yours and they were $1. And even then, don't do it. Okay? It's dangerous. Oh, especially not at the tip. You probably got a big bite mark in there now. Seriously, it is. It'll ruin your side cutters. But at this point, look how awesome that works. It's worth ruining some side cutters. Well, maybe it's not worth that. Oh, guys, look at that. Look at that beautiful. Oh, there's a box on it. Okay, sorry. I should stop that. Gosh, part number 10, Brian. Cut it out. Here we go. Alright, guys. For your viewing pleasure, this video has consumed 3 of my evenings. That sucks. Really? 3 evenings? Holy crap. I could have probably built the plane by, from scratch. But it wouldn't have been this awesome, so whatever. Man, that looks good. It's almost like permanent now. I think at this point I am going to go ahead and keep the tape on there until I get this little doohickey worked out. And that little doohickey worked out. Okay, I alcoholed that. So now I can go to my awesome tape. I can rip off a piece. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Here we go. Right there. So I'm cutting a piece. It's about half the thickness of this. Watch this, guys. Whoa. That took some skill. Yes. Just letting it touch the side of my finger. So as to... Where's my knife? There it is. Pushing it into the blade. Watch this, guys. Watch this. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Whoa. Did you see the way that professional just juked out the nacelle? It was good, I thought. We're just going to tape this down right here. Until it's all done now. Okay. Let's see how this works. Look at that. Beautiful action. Beautiful. It's so wonderful. I'm just gonna hold still here. I blame any shakiness on my crappily built camera holder thing that yours truly also built, so it's really my fault also. Look at that. Oh, it's so beautiful, guys. Okay, I gotta stop screwing around. This is part number 10. 10! Yes, 10. That's right. Alright, so we have that tape down. At some point we may actually put a piece of paper towel, like what we did on the Cessna 182 UMX, which incidentally is a really good view. It's a lot shorter than this. Less frustration, pain, and suffering to share on that one. Okay, so now, this is where it gets a little frustrating when you've got your plane attached to itself right where you need to work. Okay? Hypothetically, you can undo like 457 doohickeys. I'm not going to do that, though. I'm just going to be working on it right here. Okay, but let's test this. If I hold this down Is it still able to work? Yes, sir, it is. If I hold this down, is it still able to... Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, this is a very, very important tip. Grab a piece of tape, y'all. Cut it. Stick it. Use the knife. Stick it. Hold this where you want it. Stick the... Oh, come on, tape. Hold it where you want it. Stick it down. Just temporarily. This is only temporary, folks. Unless it works really good, and then I might leave it forever. It's probably temporary, though. Definitely temporary. Alright. Oh, it's so glorious. Okay. Yes. 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 But it pinches my fingers every time. Look. Ow. 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 See what it does? These things keep coming together, which is okay. It's okay. Okay. We're going to take two of these things. We're going to stick them just like that. Now, what that's going to do is you'll notice these holes line up. Do you remember earlier how I said there's too much play on that, folks? Or whatever words I used. I'm going to do that again, except in an awesome way. I'm going to slide that down. I'm going to see how much play we get. Oh, yeah, lots of play. Lots of play. Horrible. Oh, no, too much play. See if I can slide it all the way down to the bottom where there's less pivoting. It's almost like pick one or the other. Pick one or the other, like an aileron servo adapter. Okay, that's sucked about as much as I figured it might. So I'm going to go ahead and slide this all the way down. Now this one should be able to slide down on its own because I can get it all the way to the bottom without any trouble. Get in there. Oh, you son of a gun. Okay, second hole. Second hole from the center. Nope, it's got to be the third hole from the center, which is the center hole. Third hole from what center, Brian? I meant the end. Sorry. Okay, second hole. Second hole. Oh, yeah. Look at that, guys. Look at that. Booyah. Stupid fuse is in the way. Okay, now, hypothetically, any of these flaps should actuate all four flaps. But they don't. And what I'm doing is I'm feeling for pressure. Okay, I have a couple of different ideas. Idea number one is to... I have to get these things to brace at some point. Because if I have a link... Oh, you know what I could do? I could just do two linkages and say, screw all this business. I could just do two linkages. Why don't I just do two linkages? It'd probably be a lot easier. But at this point, I have to make a decision about where to put this thing. You remember like 17 videos ago when I was fighting where I was going to put this? Yeah. The chickens have come to roost. Or whatever that exactly means. I think it means that they've come in to eat and sleep and stuff. Meaning that your decisions have caught up with you. But yeah, I don't know. That's not my generation. So we're going to stick that down right there, guys. We're going to use the double-sided handy-dandy tape. Funny story, I ran into this. One of my good customers had this on her desk, and she was using it as a coffee cup holder. And I'm like, that's like a $100 roll of tape. Can I... So she said, "What, do you like it? You can have it." I said, "Are you kidding?" I said, "I'll take it." So she gave it to me, and I took it. And everybody lived happily ever after. I guess at one point they had used this tape for applying something, and they just stopped using it years ago. This might not be super fresh, but it was super free. Wow. That was definitely not sticking very well right there for some weird reason. Oh, I think I felt it. There's a bump. There was a bump, guys. Let's remove the bump. I don't know if you can see it, but I can sure see it. Holy crap, guys. Part number 10 is almost out of time. Are you kidding me? Nope. Dead serious. We may have to do a late show tonight, guys. I've been doing these 8 o'clock, noon, 4 o'clock, 8 o'clock release dates. And that's all hunky-dory on weekdays, but man, I know everybody stays up late on the weekend. Unless you work on the weekend. Which that sucks if you do. Unless, of course, that's what you love doing. And you work at the hobby shop that I shop at, and then thank you for that. You're a good person. Alright, guys, this is a critical, scary moment in the history of the 10, soon to be 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 part video series. Flaps Aero Commander. We're about to apply double-sided tape to hold the servo down, something that could have been done months ago on most people's builds. But not here, not by yours truly. Alright, squishing it in. I'm squishing it. Notice it's not centered. Why would we want it to be centered and square? Well, we don't want it to be that way because we sort of want it to just ever so slightly point back at an angle. Ever so slightly. And that's for the reason that you all already know. Okay. Think about this, guys. Think about this. Should I need to rebind this plane to its second unnecessary receiver? Thank you, Horizon. Look where that beautiful bind plug is. It's right there. It's going to be so easy. I can do it in my sleep. With very, very small hands. Okay, maybe that's just a dream. I may have to cut it open still. Let's talk linkages, guys. 27 minutes, 30 seconds. Are you freaking kidding me? Radio's on. We're plugging this thing in. I gotta get this thing going, guys. I am sick of working on this, as I'm sure you're sick of watching. Just like, give us the flaps, Brian. It's the way I feel too, guys. Totally. Watch this. Oh, yeah. Now, if the linkages are different lengths, that could cause all sorts of grief. We may need to reposition that. I don't know if I went to a steep enough angle. Oh, no, you did. Actually, that's perfect. Thank you for doing that. Now, when we're done, you remember how we did on the Cessna? We put a little strip of CA around the edge. Flaps, 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 flaps. So this is full non-deployment. Okay, so that'd be like back in home position. Okay, so we got to reverse it. I knew we were going to have to do that. Servo, travel, reverse, flap. Okay. That's full retraction, like normal flight, takeoff, landing. Okay? So we're in our just normal flight mode right now. And did we actuate out to 150? I think we did. Whoops. Yeah, 145, 145, guys. Alright, so now let's talk wire. Will we get enough strength in this wire? The same size, which is 0.81 millimeter. Is that 0.81, guys? It's 0.81 millimeters or 0.032 inch music wire. Stock number 501. And we're almost out of time, guys. But suppose we just did a linkage for both. Or we did one that goes out part way. I don't know if we're going to get away with it. But we're going to try. We're going to try. I think I'm going to just try to... If I did a 90 like this, and then I did another 90, that would at least get us into the servo control horn. Okay? So let's run the servo all the way back to us. Let's try and stick it in there. Oh, son of a gun. Of course I would do this to myself. I don't even have any of this crap on here yet. Guys, we are about ready to get puked out of this memory card. So, without further ado, I'm going to call it quits on part number DAs. That's 10. Coming back to you with part number 11. Just as soon as I can pull this off my memory card. Please like and subscribe. This stuff's a lot of work. But more importantly, watch my videos. All of them. All one, well, excuse me, that's 889 right now videos. Don't worry, most of them are less than 31 minutes. Thanks for watching, guys.